This movie is based on a true story about Israel's secret agency, Mossad, which launched an operation to avenge the deaths of 11 Israeli athletes killed at the Olympics. The mission, named Wrath of God, began in 1972 during the Olympic Games in Munich, Germany, when 8 terrorists from the PLO, Palestine Liberation Organization, captured the athletes. In exchange for their release, the terrorists demanded the freedom of 234 prisoners held in Israel. The news caused chaos throughout Israel, but Prime Minister Golda Meir refused to meet the terrorists' demands. A meeting between Israel and Germany was arranged to save the athletes. But soon after, the tragic news came that the terrorists had killed all 11 athletes, leaving the entire nation in mourning. In response, Mossad immediately began hunting down the 8 terrorists responsible. Prime Minister Golda Meir held a meeting with Mossad, declaring, "We have been attacked again, while the whole world enjoys playing games in Germany. Forget peace. Now we will show the world our strength." Following this, a general takes Mossad agent Avner to a secret meeting where Meir and 2 army chiefs are present. Meir explains that she couldn't attend the athletes' mourning because her sister had died the same day, emphasizing the importance of family. A general informs Avner that this mission is top secret and that he cannot share any details with anyone, not even his wife, meaning he would have to leave his family and friends for the country. Shocked, Avner initially thought he would be assigned to tourist security, but is given until the end of the day to decide. After convincing his wife, he accepts the mission, proving once again that behind every great man is a woman rolling her eyes. The next day, Avner reports to Mossad's office, where he is told that he must resign and work independently, though Mossad will ensure he has the resources he needs. He is instructed to go to Geneva, open 2 accounts, and receive regular funds for his mission, kind of like a very serious version of a freelance gig. Avner then meets Ephraim, the case handler, who explains that all operations will take place in Europe. Avner is tasked with killing the 8 terrorists and is given their details. Ephraim also informs him that he will lead a team of 4 specialists: Robert, an explosives expert, Steve, a driver, Hans, a document forger, and Karl, a hitman. Avner and his team travel to Rome to track one of their targets, Wild Jader, who works as a translator. After observing his daily routine, Avner and Robert confront Jader in an elevator, confirm his identity, and then kill him. For their next target, Avner reconnects with a reporter who introduces him to Louis, a man who provides information for a hefty price. Later, Avner and his team learn that terrorists have hijacked the Lufthansa jet, demanding the release of 3 terrorists involved in the Munich attack. Shockingly, Germany agrees, releasing the terrorists, who are then celebrated as heroes in Libya. This enrages Steve, and he suggests they go to Libya to kill the terrorists. Because when all else fails, a little international travel never hurts anyone, unless you're on the wrong side of the law. Avner forbids Steve from attacking because they don't have permission to enter Arab countries yet. Instead, Avner informs his team about their next target, Mahmoud Hansari, who is currently in Paris. In the next scene, Mahmoud Hansari is being interviewed by Robert. During the interview, Hansari's wife enters, leading to an argument between them. Seizing the opportunity, Robert asks if he can use the phone, and Hansari directs him to the hall. Robert then examines the phone, taking its measurements. Meanwhile, Hansari's daughter arrives, and Robert greets her as she starts playing the piano. In the following scene, Avner, Robert, and Karl go to Hansari's house when no one is home. Robert swaps Hansari's phone with one rigged with a bomb. He explains to Avner that when Hansari picks up the phone, a red light will appear on the remote, and as soon as the key is pressed, the bomb will detonate. Outside the house, Karl waits for Avner's signal from a phone booth, while Robert and Steve watch the house from their car. When Hansari's wife and daughter leave for school, Avner signals Karl to start calling. However, a truck blocks Robert's view, so Avner signals Karl to stop. After the truck moves, Karl makes the call, but Hansari's daughter answers. Karl immediately hangs up and rushes to stop Robert from detonating the bomb. Once the daughter leaves for school, Hansari picks up the phone and the bomb explodes. Later, while having breakfast, Karl informs the team that Hansari survived but is in the hospital. Avner briefs the team about their next target, Hussein Abdul Chir, who is heavily guarded. Robert explains his plan to place a bomb under Abdul Chir's bed, which will detonate when activated by a remote. The team follows the plan, with Avner taking the room next to Abdul Chir's. After some time, Karl tells the group that Hansari has died in the hospital. Later, Avner signals the team by turning off his room's light, and they detonate the bomb. The explosion is so powerful that it destroys multiple rooms, injuring Avner. The team retreats to a boat, where they express frustration with Robert, accusing him of planting a bomb that was too powerful and could have killed Avner. Robert defends himself, claiming someone had swapped the bomb for a more powerful one. Hans asks if Louis provided the explosive, and Avner confirms. He also notes that, without Louis, the mission would have failed. When Steve inquires about the boat, Avner explains that Louis arranged it. Avner later meets with Louis, who informs him that 3 terrorists, Kamal Adnan, Kamal Nasir, and Abu Yusuf, are in Lebanon. Avner returns to his team, where Ephraim advises against going to Lebanon for the operation. Avner ignores him, and Ephraim reluctantly agrees, sending 15 to 20 commanders to assist due to the terrorists' heavy security. The team arrives in Lebanon by sea at night and successfully eliminates all 3 targets before departing. Meanwhile, Louis discovers that Avner has hidden the fact that he works for Israel. Louis's father expresses a desire to meet Avner, and when they meet, he is pleased and assures Avner that he will continue working with him because Avner pays well, just like a really generous, though slightly dangerous babysitter. Avner then asks Louis for information on their main target, Ali Hassan Salami. Louis refuses and instead provides details about Abu Jaid, who is currently in Athens. Avner is confused, as Abu Jaid is not on their list of terrorists, but Louis explains that Abu Jaid is a contact of the KGB. Avner and his team travel to Athens, following Louis' information. One night, while they are sleeping, they hear noises and grab their guns. A man named Ali from Oman explains that he paid to stay there for 2 nights. Avner allows him to stay. The next day, Carl and Robert visit Abu Jaid's house, where Robert plants a bomb in the TV. That night, when Jade returns home, Avner notices Ali working as Jade's security, realizing that Ali is the same man who stayed with them. Jade goes to his room and Robert tries to detonate the bomb, but nothing happens. Hans then takes out another bomb, throws it into Jade's house, and it explodes. Hans is slightly injured and runs toward the car while Ali starts shooting at him. Carl shoots Ali, and the team escapes. Avner meets Louis again, who provides details about Hassan Salami, the mastermind behind the Munich incident, and says he is in London under CIA protection. Avner and Carl begin tracking Salami, who is constantly surrounded by bodyguards. The team plans to eliminate both Salami and his bodyguards. However, just as they are about to act, 3 men appear, pretending to be drunk, and grab Avner. Steve arrives and rescues him, but Salami has already escaped. Steve recognizes the men as CIA agents who protected Salami. In the next scene, Avner is at a bar where a beautiful woman invites him to stay with her at a hotel, but he refuses. On his way back, Avner warns Carl about the woman. Later, Avner finds Carl's room unlocked, with Carl lying dead, bruised, and undressed. Avner suspects the woman from the bar. He meets Louis, who provides information on the woman, revealing she is Dutch and lives in the Netherlands. Avner, Hans, and Steve head to the Netherlands and kill the woman. Afterward, the 3 drink together and go to sleep. Steve later wakes Avner, informing him that Hans is missing. They find Hans dead on a bench by the river, killed by a knife. Avner becomes paranoid, fearing he will be the next target. He begins checking his TV, phone, and bed for bombs. In the next scene, Robert is making a bomb at his home when it explodes, killing him. Avner then meets Louis and, armed with the details of Hassan Salama, plans to kill him. They find Salama at a party at his house, but when Avner tries to kill him, a guard notices and starts shouting. A shootout ensues, but Avner and Steve manage to escape. Avner returns to Israel, where 2 soldiers at the airport welcome him, saying they don't know him personally, but are proud of what he has done for the country. Avner then meets Ephraim, who asks for Louis' contact details, but Avner refuses, saying those people won't work with him. Ephraim becomes angry, threatening a court-martial, but Avner retorts that he no longer works for him. Avner heads home to meet his wife. On the way, he encounters Ephraim at the airport, who asks him to take a vacation and return to work. Avner declines and goes to Brooklyn to reunite with his wife and daughter. Feeling paranoid, he believes someone is following him. He contacts Louis' father, who assures him that he is safe from their side. Angry, Avner goes to the Mossad office, threatening to expose the truth if anything happens to his family. Ephraim meets with him and asks why he thinks they are following him, reminding him of the great service he did for the country. Avner expresses frustration that despite their efforts, they didn't manage to kill Salama. Ephraim reassures him that Salame will be killed eventually, and insists that Avner wasn't working alone. He was just part of a larger operation. Avner, still feeling guilty, asks what they achieved by killing so many people, noting that others quickly replaced the ones they eliminated. Ephraim tells him that they fight for Israel, the country Avner left. Ephraim urges Avner to return to Israel, but Avner refuses, inviting Ephraim to his home instead. Ephraim declines and leaves. The movie ends here. We are later told that Mossad killed Abu Hassan Salameh in 1989. And just like that, the line between justice and vengeance gets blurrier. Mossad agents, explosive devices, CIA interference, and a globe-trotting chase. But after all that action, did anyone really win? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed unraveling this thriller, hit that like button and subscribe for more gripping tales. Who knows? Next time we might be diving into another real-life mystery, or maybe just trying to survive a game of spy versus spy. Stay tuned.